Hi, my name is Sarah Hocking and this is our little boy Archer, and welcome to Blind Intuition. Today I will be talking with you about the progress I have made in the last 6 months since I have become legally blind and a first-time mother. This will be a 3-part series where I'll be talking about in this video how I kept my mental health in check. In the second video will be the physical obstacles I had to overcome. And the third video will be how I had to change the environment that I lived in so that I was able to function well both in and out of the house. So keeping my mental health in check. Yeah, that's been a tough ride. So when I first got home from hospital, it was very daunting. In hospital it was a safe place for me. I had a routine. So breakfast was at 8 o'clock in the morning, lunch was at 12, and dinner was at 5:30. And then Cam would bring Archer into me early in the morning and leave after dinner that night so that I could bond with him and breastfeed him during the day. And then overnight I'd express milk so that Cameron could take that home the next night to feed Archer. Can you see yourself? So it was a safe place for me. So when I got home and walked in that front door after being pushed from pillar to post, Cam and Archer had musical beds in Melbourne. My whole world had turned upside down and back to front, inside out. So I felt like I had lost my identity. I was a first-time mum and just become legally blind, and I didn't know where any of my stuff was, so I couldn't find anything in my pantry. I couldn't match my clothes. I was putting my shoes on the wrong feet. The system I had arranged for Archer's clothes, I couldn't remember what that was. So, I didn't know what sizes his clothes were. So, 4 zeros, triple zeros, I didn't know what they were. And that sent me into sheer panic. I had panic attacks, on top of going a bit bonkers from the steroids that I was on at the time. I was sleep deprived, stressed. I'd probably say there was a bit of post-traumatic stress there. Grieving. It was a really difficult time. Cam was in hospital with me every day, in and out, and it was time for him to go back to work. He was setting up a new business which was in the pipeline for 4 years, so there was no way that I was going to let him not achieve that. So he went back to work and I was left at home and panicking because I just didn't know what to do. I didn't feel like I could call on friends in Melbourne. They were 2 hours away, and and not only that, I knew that I had to do things myself, because if I didn't do things myself, I wouldn't be independent. I didn't want things handed to me on a silver platter. It was hard getting started there. I would panic because I didn't know how I was going to get to myself to appointments with Cameron working. I had psychologists, physios, occupational therapists, Vision Australia appointments, doctor's appointments, child maternal health appointments, and I had no idea how I was going to get there. So I was panicking about that. I couldn't catch a taxi. I didn't feel comfortable with sitting Archer on my lap. And I couldn't catch public transport yet because the swelling was still there. I couldn't see, and I just, wasn't confident. I was very manic as well. And sleep deprived. So with the steroids, I guess I was at rock bottom and I had a goal, but I didn't know all the steps in between, and I was trying to work it out all at once, and it just sent me crazy. I didn't feel like I could function as a mother until my house was obsessively, compulsively organised so that I knew where everything was. So in the end, Mum came up for 3 weeks. I didn't need a carer as such. I just wanted someone to help me sort my house and get me to my appointments, because I knew they would die down. Mum came up for 3 weeks and she waited on me hand and foot. She did the housework, she cooked, and while I just solely focused on getting some sleep where I could, looking after Archer and feeding him and playing with him. Like about a week later, I said, look, I want to start doing some things for myself so that by the time you leave, you can feel comfortable with leaving, and I'll be, functional in the house, or at least, so we started doing small things at a time. So the first thing I did was put my washing away, and the first time I did that, I had to unfold everything because I didn't know what any of the clothes were or who they belonged to. And I had to say to Mum, look, you can't fold my washing anymore. I'm just undoing all your hard work because I have to unfold everything. So she went and got me a few tubs, and I sorted the washing into a tub for Archer, a tub for Cam and I, and a tub for miscellaneous stuff, and and just took them to the bedrooms or the cupboards and just folded up as I went. And I used that system for a while, and then once the swelling came down and my vision improved a little bit, I just fold my washing and put it away like normal now into their piles. So it was a big thing at the time. So little things like that. The next thing I wanted to do was cook. I ended up making a quiche. I knew how to do that off by heart. My poor mother's group got quiche a lot when we caught up. And then it just gravitated from there. I just set little goals each day, and achieving these little goals that everyone else would think were just, they just do these things every day. They were really achievable for me and gave me a really good sense of control. I didn't like asking for help too much because I'm very strong-minded and very determined and very independent. So our really good friends and family would, always tell me, look, if there's anything we can do to help you guys, just let us know. I'd only ask for help if I needed it. So, we had a couple of friends fill up our freezers, and that was really handy. Just, when I was too tired and didn't want to cook, we got those out, and so that was really handy. I didn't feel like I could call on friends in Melbourne too much. They were 2 hours away, but I knew they were there. I was lucky to meet a mother's group in Bendigo a month before I lost my vision, so they helped me a lot as well. A couple of them helped me sort out Archer's clothes and just re-systemised everything, I guess. So I'm forever thankful for them, and I call them all lifelong friends. So just making those friends has really helped my mental health and has kept me busy and social and not trapped in these four walls sort of thing. So that's been really helpful. We sought out a psychologist fairly quickly. I didn't have enough time to get depressed. We see the psychologist quite regularly. It was very traumatic what we went through, so to keep us in check, that's really good. I remember one day talking to Mum, and like when a life event like this happens to you, you do feel like you're a burden on other people, and I was grieving, and and I asked her, how do I pick myself up and be happy again, and not be a burden to anyone, and how do I get from rock bottom to the goal that I want, and all these little steps in between, what do I do? And she said to me, look, you just got to get out of bed, you've got to put one foot in front of the other and just do what you know. So the next day I did get out of bed, and I knew how to have a shower and make peanut butter on toast and feed Archer and play with him, and so that's what I did, and then from there on I just set new goals each day, and mentally I think by doing that it's given me a sense of achievement, it's given me a sense of control over my life, and a sense of autonomy. And there's only one, when you hit rock bottom there's only one way up, and we've got through it. So I'm forever thankful to my mum for getting me through that 3 weeks. And that's all I need. I think, when you have a baby, you don't realise that love that you have for your child, and I guess I never really understood that until I had a child of my own, and I know my parents are there for me whenever I need them, and it's been great, and it's strengthened our relationship, and I would say mentally I'm okay at the moment. I've accepted being legally blind, I guess. I'm very lucky to have a little bit of vision, so I've only got to be hopeful. I think there's so much advancement in medical research and technology, and I just hope that in my lifetime there might be, I don't know, an optic nerve transplant or some kind of research to cure optic nerve damage, I guess, for anyone that has similar kind of issues. So we're doing okay. In the next video I'll be talking about the physical obstacles I had to overcome, and video 3, the changing the environment to suit. It's all part of the process and progressing, and thank you for listening and joining me on my journey.